This weekend, we have seen the opening of a number of venues, including dance studios, gyms, tattoo and massage parlours. The Sydney Dance Company studios were forced to make the quick turnaround for their students, creating classes online, and the performers from the Sydney Dance Company had to cancel their latest show on opening night. After 3 months, they are ready to return to the dance floor, but in a very different way. Earlier this week, I had the pleasure to head to their studios to find out more. So Caroline, talk us through the dance studios. When did they shut and how long did you have to turn around from having millions of people into the dance room and then to online?
It was a very quick turnaround. We're going to try and deliver as many classes as we used to. There's a half-hour break between each class so that there's an opportunity to clean down all the touch points. We've increased our soap dispensers and our hand sanitizers, and we'll be supporting social distancing, or physical distancing as we call it, by marking up the ballet bars and the floors so that people can still participate fully in a dance class but feel confident that there's that social distancing in place. Over the last 3 months, we've actually seen about 61% of the dancers that are dancing with us online are new to Sydney Dance Company and they've never danced with us before. There was a real appetite for dance classes at home, a real keenness to participate from people around Australia. My mum said, "Oh, Caroline, you know, I'm going to go back to ballet." She hasn't done ballet since she was a young girl. And she's been calling me after each class saying, "Oh, Caroline, I'm enjoying it so much, and my strength is, and my flexibility is building, and I've had so much fun, and it feels so wonderful to be back dancing again." We have retrained some of our company dancers and various staff members to be virtual studio technicians. So before every class, the virtual studio technician and the teacher does a sound check and a lighting check. It is different online, and there's a lot more imaginative language, and they illustrate and demonstrate the various moves. And Ramon, he takes 6 jazz classes a week in the virtual studio, and the energy that he delivers is just extraordinary.
I'm actually looking forward to go back into the studio, but because of the restriction that we have currently with the government of the number of people that we can have in a studio, it's good to reconnect physically, well, not touching, as in presence in the same room with people, but at the same time, because the restriction is so tight to have a small number of people in class, that we are continuing our virtual classes, and I'm continuing teaching at virtual classes. So I'm going to do like a half of virtual, and half of my classes will be at the studio with face-to-face.
So this was a performance that was meant to happen 21st of March.
We were at the theatre. We were getting ready for an opening night. We'd been working on this show for months. And on the Wednesday of that week, we were sent home. Theatres, which hold more than 500 people, were not able to come together. So we still stayed in the theatre and made the lighting happen and got the show ready for whenever we come back to that theatre. But it was really, really sad for everyone to not be able to perform.
Postponed, it's coming back.
Postponed,
yes.
It will come back. It was very scary for everyone, and we didn't know where this would take us. Our team at Sydney Dance Company immediately thought, how can we stay connected to our people, to our community? And it was through our virtual studio, so that we could still keep Australia dancing and keep Sydney Dance Company dancing, not just physically, but also mentally. You know, to be isolated at home, it can be hard.
And you have a personal story as well, don't you? Because we, obviously here in Australia, we had a little bit of warning of seeing what was going on in other parts of the world.
That same week that we were at the theatre, my brother, 44 years old, healthy, family, 3 kids, etc., was taken to hospital and was in intensive care for 5 days. He's okay. Now he's at home, and, you know, it's a happy story. But at the time, for me, I was here in Australia, so far from my family, but that's why, you know, I immediately was like, we've got to go home. For me, it was really, really hard. Few weeks until he was out of hospital and he was better. Dancers very quickly started to, you know, be creative, which is what we do and what we're good at. So a lot of films have been made from home, on iPhones, of course, or different devices. and edited by the dancers, created by the dancers. They really stepped up in every possible imaginable way. Everyone just went, look, I'm happy to be supporting marketing or supporting press or doing some writing or whatever it is that I can do, I'll do. Nothing to do with the dancing job that they've been trained for a lifetime to do. We've got this incredible group of dancers. We knew that the Sydney Symphony also had these amazing musicians, which also could, concert halls have been closed. They also couldn't perform to their audiences. We came here at Wattle Street in these very studios, and one musician at a time in one day, and then one dancer at a time in another day. We created 4 beautiful, exquisite films. Dancing, it's a beautiful way of connecting with your body, of staying healthy. You can express everything that cannot be said. Even when we've been isolated at home, we do have our bodies. So to be able to look after it, to be able to learn from it, it's something very, very important that I think that if we take this with us in this next chapter, it will be a very beautiful thing. And third away on high hill.